Randy Rain here, and I got this guy running like it just came off the factory floor. So I want to go over a few more things, but mainly it's about making tires. So this is
Randy's Robot Refurbish.
So this is episode 3. It is working perfectly. Remote control got it going. People have asked what I think got it going. 2 things pretty much. I think just getting the motors moving again. I think it had been setting for so long, so when it went through its cycle to start up, it couldn't move the motors, and so it wasn't going, and since it wouldn't go through the initial startup, you couldn't use it. I was really sure that the electronics were fine. I mean, the electronics like that just aren't going to break. It's going to be other stuff that are connected to that electronics. So I was pretty sure of that. So I knew it was going to be the motor or something. As for the remote control, I don't really know if my original assessment was all that correct or not, because I didn't have anything to go with. But I just took a cotton swab and alcohol and cleaned every single thing on here. And then took it and did soapy water and cleaned all through there. And it worked. So if that was part of it, that could be. So just cleaning it up really is what got this thing going. So in the last video I didn't go into much on how this cloth spun, because it wasn't that really big of a deal. If you're inside this working on this, you will figure it out. It's just a limit switch and a gear down, same little slipping clutch system in there. It just gears down for torque, and then it just spins it right there. The limit switch is only telling you which is like the center, or what it's considering to be the center. So now I need to take the bottom off of this one more time. So I didn't go over too well on this clutch system, and mine wasn't working quite right when I put it back together, so I finally figured it out. This is how it should go when you put it back together. And if you put it back together anyway, go ahead and make this push out here. Make it activate the switch. Then when you put it back together, it will reset. So this is what the clutch system should look like when you put it back together. So down to these tires. Now these tires don't look too bad here on mine, but they all do have flat spots on them, no matter which one. I've tried to figure out which is the best one. This one's probably the one that looks the best. I'm going to try to get this one off. There's little notches in there. Okay then. Well, there you go. So I gave the tire a good cleaning. So now I'm going to put it on this board, and then I'm going to kind of just trace out the center a little bit here. Now I'm just going to take some rubber cement, go around this. Nice thick layer. So now I'm going to take some of this rubber cement and put it on the edge of this tire. I'm going to use this because it'll hold it long enough to do the mold, but this won't stick to it. When I'm done, I'll be able to just peel it off. And I want to let both of these dry. Meanwhile, this cup will work great as a filler piece. Hot glue down my cup piece. Then I'm going to take this . That should work. I chose this tire because it was in the best shape, and the only spot is right here. There's these 3 right here, but you can see I have a flat spot. I'm going to try to fix that. I'm going to try taking small amounts of clay and build this up. I dare you to find them in the end. So while the silicone is curing, I can put these decals back on. It started working pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and clean the heads real well with some alcohol. So before I was using my OmniBot battery, and you can see it probably could use some better reworking itself. But I went ahead and got another one for the OmniBot 2000. Also got a plug. To get these plugs, just buy a power supply that has it on there and chop it off and keep the power supply for something else. You'll pay that much just for this plug, so might as well get a power supply out of it. Note that on these are different than most other electronics nowadays. Mostly this outside here is negative. That's not the case in this. This is positive. Negative is on the inside. It says so right here. I don't know about all of these, but on this one, the white stripe here, that wire, it goes to the center. And on this one, it needs to be negative. Normally negative's out here, but on this one, on the old TOMY Japan, the negative is on this inside, and this is positive. So I'm going to solder it up this way. I'm going to put some hot glue around. And this one I want to put the tubing on. With the hot glue, I just want to get the insulation touching the wire. Okay, so I fixed both of them. Here's my original OmniBot battery, looking sharp. Here's the OmniBot 2000. Plugs in like this. And sets in there like that. Put these batteries back in. Alright, here we go. VitaFlex 60. I've tinted it a little bit so it's gray. I have my tires. Time to replace them. There it is. Oh, that looks nice. I've discovered to use the tray to prop this thing up as you work on the wheels. That keeps them off the ground and allow them to spin freely. Well, there it is, everyone. A refurbished OmniBot 2000. Now, I didn't do a whole lot to this thing. It was in good shape, and it didn't need a whole bunch, but I'm guessing a lot of these things really don't need much. The electronics back then, they just didn't break very much. I mean, you had to like physically break it before they actually broke. Not like today's electronics where just a single bit of static kills the whole board. This stuff didn't break really, so if you have one of these or OmniBot or something, more than likely, not necessarily, but more than likely, your circuit board is fine. It's something else that's connected to it that's not making it work completely. So the best thing to do is just take it apart, get it cleaned up, get everything back the way it was, and hopefully it works, which is what I did, which is what I have now. So I might as well give you some action here. Here it is moving. So if you're in need of OmniBot 2000 tires, I will be making some. You can look at my Patreon. At a certain level, you can get some tires. Or you can look at the link below for a PayPal buy now link, and that will get you them. And after this episode, those prices are not going to be the same. So then you'll have to find them on eBay, and they're going to cost more. So get them now. So I hope you enjoyed these 3 episodes of the OmniBot. I will be doing some more later. I'm going to hack into it for one thing. I actually may make some stickers. These are kind of faded on the arms too. Might do that. I'm going to play around with it, learn all the tones that it uses, all that stuff, and work in some hacks. And I'm going to try to make it some sort of artificial intelligence to it as well. But that's going to be in the future, and that's going to take some time. And if you want to see stuff like that, then you need to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share, blah, 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 all that stuff. Now, I also have a Patreon, and if you want cool stuff, I will send you stuff. I will make stuff physically that I make, and I will send it to you if you join higher up on the Patreon levels. Or you can just $2 and I'll put your name just like these people right here. These are the awesome people that have helped me out so far. So I make foam props and magic tricks, and you can check out my magic shop below. And if you want to join Patreon, every month that you support me, you will get something in the mail on the higher levels. So hey, thanks a lot. That was
Randy's Robot Refurbished.
Don't fall off.